Good evening, kids, and welcome to Awana. I really hope that you guys are already having a really great time here at Cedar Creek, enjoying your friends and the people that you like playing with. I think it's really fun seeing all your bright and smiling faces when I drop my kids off at Awana, and it's neat to see all the fun you guys have, learning about God, playing fun games, running around. It's just, there's a whole lot that goes on around here, and I think it's really fun and exciting. It's cool to see you guys earn rewards and save up your Awana bucks to spend on family and friends when you guys do your Christmas store. You guys do fun arts and crafts. You play with your friends. You even have a game director who has you guys play really crazy and adventurous games. I love watching and seeing all the fun that you guys are having. But I've been wondering, what is your favorite part of Awana? I agree. All of those things sound like a whole lot of fun. You know, when I was a kid, I was in Awana too. And I got to do the Grand Prix. That might have been one of my favorite parts of Awana. That and Awana Olympics. See, when I did the Grand Prix, my dad and I took that block of wood out in the garage, and we cut it up and glued pieces back on. We sanded it, we painted it, we put really cool lightning stickers on it, and it was blue. Now, I didn't win, but I still had a whole lot of fun, and I learned a lot about working with wood and making Grand Prix cars. Maybe you guys will get to do that again this year. So, tonight, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the Bible. Do you guys talk about the Bible a lot at Awana? That's not surprising to me. I kind of expected that you guys talk a lot about it. I've been thinking, do you guys also memorize verses? That's great! I really like memorizing verses of the Bible too. In fact, one of my favorite verses of the Bible, probably not my favorite, but pretty close, is Psalm 86:11, where it says, "Teach me your way, O Lord, and unite that I may walk in your truth, and unite my heart to fear your name." See, I really love that verse because David is praying to God. He's asking God to teach him and to help his heart. And I always need God to teach me, and I always need him to help my heart. Often I find myself doing something silly, or I find myself inside being mad or angry or mean to somebody in my heart. So there's always something for me to learn. There's always a way for me to grow. And that verse reminds me, "Teach me your way, O Lord, that I may walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name." Now, you and I spend a lot of time reading our Bibles, we study our Bibles, and we memorize verses in the Bible. We spend a lot of time in our lives trying to do what God asks us to do in the Bible. But one of the questions that might come up is, how do we know that the Bible is true, and who wrote it? Well, one of the easy answers in the Bible is that God tells us that He wrote it down through the people of faith. That means that God was speaking directly through the people who wrote the Bible. Those people were men and women who believed in God and trusted Him with their lives. Those people wrote down what they heard and they saw, and wrote down what God was speaking through them. And that's how we got 66 books in the Bible. That's a lot of books. But you know, there are other ways that we know that we can trust the Bible. Do you guys know how old the Bible is? This book? Now, this one was printed recently, but do you guys know how old the Bible is? How many years old do you think it is? Now, the 66 books of the Bible, they were written down roughly 2,000 to 6,000 years ago. 2,000 to 6,000 years. That's a really long time. How old are your parents? Yeah, the Bible is a lot older than your parents. My parents are in their 50s. And this book is 2,000 to 6,000 years old. Now, if the books of the Bible, if this book was written 2,000 to 6,000 years ago, how do we know that what is written in the Bible is the same as what was written long, long ago? Couldn't the Bible have been edited, changed, rewritten? Do you guys think the Bible was edited, changed, or rewritten? Well, we actually know with strong confidence that the Bible we have today is the same as it was when it was written down 6,000 years ago. We know that the Bible is the same because we have thousands of copies of the New Testament and many copies of the Old Testament that date back thousands of years. And guess what? Those copies that we have of the Bible match the Bible that we still have today. That means that God helped us preserve the Bible. That means God made sure that what we read today in this book is still accurate to what He wanted to be written down. Now, one of the reasons that the Bible is so accurate is how important it was to the Jews to make sure that it stayed perfect. Back then, a long time ago, when the people wanted another copy of the Old Testament or the New Testament, they had to write it out by hand. There weren't cell phones, there weren't computers, there weren't copying machines or scanners. So there wasn't much more than paper, ink, paint, brushes, and crude pens. So what they would do is they would hand write out the Bible on paper. Can you imagine trying to copy this whole book in your notebook with all of its words? How long do you think that would take you? Well, I don't know how long it took them to copy it, but I do know that when they finished writing out one page, they would have other people inspect that page, and they would make sure that it was exactly the same. It had to be precisely the same, and if they discovered even one mistake, do you know what they would do to that copy that they had made? They didn't throw it in the trash. They didn't bury it. They didn't tear it up. They burned the copy that they had made because they did not want a bad copy of God's Word to exist. And I thought it would be kind of fun for us to do a little experiment. You guys want to do an experiment with me? I have with me my friend, Mr. Chuckles. Mr. Chuckles is a nice fella. He's a rat that lives in a dumpster. Now, I have a picture of Mr. Chuckles here. Do you guys see this picture of Mr. Chuckles? Good. So I have this picture of Mr. Chuckles, and let's pretend that this is the Bible, and I'm trying to make a perfect copy of this picture of Mr. Chuckles. So just give me a minute here, and I'm going to try drawing a picture of Mr. Chuckles just as this one is. Well, I gave it a try, kids. This is the picture of Mr. Chuckles. And this is the picture I drew of Mr. Chuckles. Maybe I should have taken more time and tried to get it just right. Well, because it's not right, and in our experiment we're pretending that we're making a copy of the Bible, what should we do with this bad copy? Should we throw it away? Should we rip it up? Should we bury it? I think we should do what they did back then, and we should go and burn it. Let's go take care of this. Follow me, kids. Well, here we are, kids, and I'm here with my really bad picture of Mr. Chuckles. He didn't even want to come with me to burn it because it was so bad. So we're going to get rid of this picture. We're going to crumple it up. And hopefully the wind cooperates and we can burn it. Nope, not that time. There we go. Now we're getting rid of this really bad picture of Mr. Chuckles. We don't want anybody seeing my bad picture of Mr. Chuckles. You guys think we destroyed it enough so that nobody sees it? I think it's good and gone. Look at that. Well, let's go back inside. Wow. Mr. Chuckles, that sure was a really intense way to make sure that my bad picture of you got destroyed. And that was the same way they used to deal with bad copies of the Bible. They would burn them. So you see, kids, the people who made copies of the Bible took it really seriously. And we have thousands of copies of the New Testament and many copies of the Old Testament that are remarkably similar, even though they're copies of copies of copies. We are also told another way that we can trust the Bible and trust that what is in it is accurate is that we can look at other books that other people have written. See, other people wrote books about what had happened in the Bible, and their stories and their books show us that what happened in the Bible really happened. So we can trust the Bible. We can trust that it's accurate to what God wanted written down, and we know from other books that were written by other people, that what is written in the Bible is true. Now, I hope you kids found this helpful. I hope that because of this, you guys remember to keep learning from the Bible, to keep learning from God, to keep memorizing verses and following Him all the days of your life. I hope you guys have a great night. Until next time, bye!